ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Van Helsing. No, for real though, what's up? I'm your host. How are things, ladies and gentlemen? I need to test something before we actually get started, so give me a moment here. You know, I swear they said there was a thing I could do to confirm these. But it's not telling me where. Ah, here we go. Maybe? Huh. That's one way to keep... What the? Am I still live? I just got an email about the stream that just finished. Hello? Testing? Testing? Stream length, 1 minute 35 seconds. So anyways, so they actually have something which I'm going to try and keep track of for those 100,000 coin donation things. The problem is it's an extra window. No, of course not, McBrains. That would be horrible. Also, I don't know how to set that up. I was told Zen was done. In fact, as I look at the news for the game, and I checked this morning, it said Black Mesa, Zen, release. Happy holidays, Zen is out. We have pushed a major patch to the Zen levels and released the game full on Steam mainline. This means you can play a polished and tested version of Black Mesa without having to switch into public beta. Last I checked, Zen's good. That was back in December, consequently. December 23rd, in fact. It's okay, Max Time. Nobody cares about digital. I'm kidding. Okay, I was going to say, don't scare me like that. I double-checked and then triple-checked, and then you're like, are you sure, Lore? Well, hang on. But I do want to say, really quick, a big gratitude and shout-outs to A Pack of 12 Ninjas, Bella Calic, Caspian73, Flitz McCain, Galaxy Tides, Castar, KD's, Lord of Mordor, Maverick 120, Not Blessed, Pretzel, Prismanza, Hiroka, ___, Tisol, actually I think it's pronounced Soul, 111, Tizara, Zed Slayer, Zeiss, Anthony Draft, Araniki, Raximus, Daedalus 59, Mr. Botlin, Libertas Lieber, Upon a Time, Snapplegasm, Gorkov, and Elcado 8. Thank you, all of you, very, very, very much for funding and supporting this run. Thank you, guys. This is one of those runs that's been technically in what I would consider go mode for quite a while. And the problem is it hasn't been out. I've just been sitting on it. Like, come on. Also, not quite as many people as Shovel Knight or Warcraft 3, but pretty close. Nope, I'm never going to play it, Zach Taft. Ever, until we're there, and then we'll play it. All right. Thank you very much, Myron. Very much obliged and appreciate the sub, as always. Thank you. And now I'm going to stab you. Stab. There we go. I mean, I could ask the question before I start. What do you guys think? Is that fair? I don't know. Why is the game audio? There's actually an option that says "Do not mute the game" when you're alt tabbed, and it's like it's on. Like I have that option right now. I'll put that toward Digimon. Thank you again. All right, hang on. So let's get the game up. There we go. There we go. Okay. Hopefully our options are good. I actually fiddled with this just this morning. Oh, that's a good idea. I should get a knife that says that like has carved into the knife. It says, "What would you like to put that towards?" And then stab. Anyways, yeah, play new game. What is this? So I suck at first-person shooters. Everyone knows that. But then again, I suck at every video game I ever play ever. So, yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Oh, I suppose I should mention something really quick. For those curious, I have decided, I actually debated this a little bit. I've decided we're reviewing this as if this is a segregate game from Half-Life. Well, actually, I haven't decided that yet. That's why I wanted to talk to you guys. So, guys. We have the option of reviewing this, rating this as a completely segregate game experience. Or we have the option of reviewing it and basically ejecting stuff from the original. But based on what I am aware of, and I have done some looking into this, basically that just means that there's going to be some story stuff that won't come up. About 98% of the gameplay is new. So see, that's what I was thinking, Danny. If you remember, guys, we've done this before. We reviewed Enderall. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what did you do with Enderall? Well, what we did with Enderall is anything that was something that was endemic to the system or the game that it was a mod of, we still gave a plus or a minus to. Just we made a note that that was a Skyrim minus, and for example, the console command for Enderall got a Skyrim plus, for example. So, by the way, I did a little looking into this. This game, they started working on the mod for this in 2004. I want you to think about that for a second. Although, I did a little more digging, and because it was being done, in the developer's spare time, if you actually sit down and think about how much time they spent in their spare time on this game, it was actually basically about the same amount of time any game takes to develop. It's just, it was their spare time. It was a hobby, so it took, 16 years. Anyways. Plus to graphics. Oh, sorry.
Good morning and welcome to the Black Mesa Transit System. This automated train is provided for the security and convenience of the Black Mesa Research Facility personnel. The time is 8:47 a.m. Current topside temperature is 93 degrees, with an estimated high of 105. The Black Mesa compound is maintained at a pleasant 68 degrees at all times.
Wouldn't be a Half-Life game without lots of loading. And yes, I am playing on an SSD, for anybody curious.
This train is inbound from Level 3 dormitories to Sector C test labs and control facilities. If your intended destination is a high-security area beyond Sector C, you will need to return to the Central Transit Hub in Area 9 and board a high-security train. If you have not yet submitted your identity to the retinal clearance system, you must report to Black Mesa personnel for processing before you will be permitted into the high-security branch of the transit system.
Just stuck for a second, sorry. My god, they employ women at Black Mesa now? Holy crap! Sorry. Yeah, I knew that was gonna...
Due to the high toxicity of material routinely handled in the Black Mesa compound, no smoking, eating, or drinking are permitted within the Black Mesa transit system.
Oh, I want radioactive food. Nom, nom, nom. No breathing is permitted while on the Black Mesa transit system. Have a nice day.
Please keep your limbs inside the train at all times. Do not attempt to open the doors until the train has come to a complete halt at the station platform. In the event of an emergency, passengers are to remain seated and await further instruction. If it is necessary to exit the train, disabled personnel should be evacuated first. Please stay away from electrified rails and proceed to an emergency station until assistance arrives.
Ah, for shame, Gimmick. Shame on you. I had the exact opposite reaction when I was young. What year did Half-Life come out? 98. I was gonna say, I know I was in high school. That was late high school. Like, I was a senior at that point. Yeah, adult me never gets lost in Half-Life. Shut up. I don't remember what my first slow burn game was, or anything for that matter. I'd have to think about it.
A reminder that the Black Mesa Hazard Course Decathlon will commence this evening at 1900 hours in the Level 3 facility. The semifinals for high-security personnel will be announced in a separate secure broadcast transmission. Remember, more lives than yours may depend on your fitness.
Yeah, it seems like a safe thing to just leave out in the open. For people who are also passing by out in the open. I mean, at least there's railings. It's just, you know.
Do you have a friend or relative who would make a valuable addition to the Black Mesa team? Immediate openings are available in the areas of materials handling and low clearance security. Please contact Black Mesa personnel for further information. If you have an associate with a background in the areas of theoretical physics, biotechnology, or other high-tech disciplines, please contact our civilian recruiting team. The Black Mesa facility is an equal opportunity employer. reminder to all Black Mesa personnel. Regular radiation and biohazard screenings are a requirement of continued employment in the Black Mesa Research Facility. Missing a scheduled urinalysis or radiation checkup is grounds for immediate termination. If you feel you have been exposed to radioactive or other hazardous materials in the course of your duties, contact your radiation safety officer immediately. Work safe. Work smart. Your future depends on it.
Well, I don't know if I've been exposed to any radioactive materials lately, but,
Now arriving at Sector C test labs and control facilities. Please stand back from the automated door and wait for the security officer to verify your identity. Before exiting the train, be sure to check your area for personal belongings. Thank you, and have a very safe and productive day.
Morning, Mr. Freeman. Looks like you're running late.
yeah, just hit refresh, Dream Whisperer. That occasionally fixes it.
Barney's been pretty scarce around these parts. Guess his bar tab must have finally caught up with him.
He does owe me a beer. Also, you're quiet. Let's fix that. I don't know why I'm talking like this. Oh, it's probably because they're under sound effects. That's fine. Right. Separate sound channels? What are those?
Man, you cut the ponytail. Sell out.
Okay, that's a good one.
Hey, Mr. Freeman. I had a bunch of messages for you, but we had a system crash about 20 minutes ago, and I'm still trying to find my files. Just one of those days, I guess. They were also having some problems down in the test chamber, too, but I think that's all straightened out. They told me to make sure you headed down there as soon as you got into your hazard suit.
Thank you very much, Cookie Dude. Very much obliged the sub, sir. Thank you. And I will put that towards Xenogears. I have never played any version of this. So, make of that what you will.
Excuse me, Gordon, but I'm rather busy now.
Sector C material rail system is now operational.
Get away from there, Freeman. I'm expecting an important message.
You just have instant message up? Yeah, okay, whatever. So yeah, let's hit the switch, because that was in the original.
Hey,
It's happening!
cut it out!
What the hell is going on up there?
My horoscope was correct.
Did someone pull this fire alarm or something?
Come on, Gordon. What are
Sorry.
you trying to do? Get me into trouble?
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm here.
What the hell is going on up there?
We had a little accident up here, sorry.
Yeah, well, that better be the last accident you have today. Understood?
Copy. Damn.
Don't worry. It's the last thing that's going to go wrong today.
Coded message for
Freeman,
Captain Morrell.
later,
Command
Gordon.
and Communications Center.
What are you doing still running around up here?
Exploring. Like you do. So, hang on. Yep, it's time to give a negative. Do I still have Enderall in this document? Give me a second. I do not. I need the older document. One moment. I need to find this. I just need to figure out what format I used in Enderall to notate something that was, a Skyrim plus or a minus. That was a while ago. That was May 16th of last year. I guess that wasn't that long ago. Holy crap. Okay, we just put it in parentheses. That's what I thought. That's what I usually do. So this is a half-life point. But intro, positive to story. I probably don't even need to make my point here, especially since I talked about it so much during the Half-Life lore run. But yeah.
Good morning, Dr. Freeman. Make haste, man. They're waiting for you down in the test TPS chamber. Reports have gotten progressively worse. Hard to find good help these days. Yes, about that. We're going to need you to come in this weekend. What? I've already made plans. Oh, don't worry. You can always attend the next convention.
Dr. Kane reports superconducting outer change is activated.
That experiment is single-handedly responsible for inspiring my career in science.
How much recognition do you think you're going to get for reproduction, though?
You should focus on inventing something new and unique.
Yeah, screw remasters and remakes.
More than a replication, I assure you. For one, it shows how far our field has come since the original study was published, and to say nothing of the modern perspective necessary to monitor its influence. I mean, combined with today's technology, I've recreated...
I can't stand to hear another word of this malarkey.
Don't mind him. But here's something to think about for the next time.
You and your sugar-coated ersatz are absolutely full of it.
Creativity is the art of hiding your influence. Now let's get back to work. We should at least try to look busy.
Morning, champ.
Hello?
Good heavens! What the hell? You think you can fix the vending machine too, college boy?
No, that's out of my
The end of this.
field.
Yeah, you best make like an atom and split. Cause that was you-know-who's lunch.
Oh, Magnuson? Was that his name? Shoot, I don't remember his name.
Slug, I'm just better than you.
From episode 2.
You better make like a prom dress and take off.
Sergeant Gillen, report to topside, checkpoint Alpha.
What?
You better make like a missile and cruise. You better make like a nut and bolt. You better make like a bread truck and haul buns.
Okay, that's stretching it.
You better make like a busboy and get the fork out of here. You better make like diarrhea and run. You better make like a baby and head out. You better make like traffic and jam. You better make like a nut and bolt. You better make like a bread truck and haul
Okay,
buns.
we've looped. Hey, what do we got here? Ramblers, naked fries. What do we got here? Peppers, oozers. Uppercuts.
Can you access the mail server?
Yes, it's
Keep your
right here.
busy little hands to yourself, Freeman.
Whoa, those aren't my hands. But I'm taking your coffee. Just for that. Hang on.
Why do we all have to wear these ridiculous ties?
They are pretty terrible. Mine's a good tie. Here, have some coffee.
Triple pleated khakis? Preposterous.
Aw, apparently I have a baby somewhere in my family. And, I can't tell what that is. Is that alcohol? That is alcohol.
Drat. No toilet paper.
I can help you. Because this is Half-Life 2, not 1.
Oh, thank heavens. I'm in dire need of some toilet paper.
Oh my god, the name of the achievement is Brownie in Motion. I don't know many people who would keep a picture of themselves as a baby around, but...
Welcome to the HEV Mark IV protective system for use in hazardous environment conditions. High impact reactive armor activated. Atmospheric contaminant sensors activated. Vital sign monitoring activated. Automatic medical systems engaged. Defensive weapon selection system activated. Munition level monitoring activated. Communications interface online. Have a very safe day.
Please, leave me alone until after the experiment.
Listen, I'm only going to explain this to you one more time. If you have a question, that isn't my problem. It's yours. Right. And if I have a question, it isn't my problem. Au contraire, it is still, very much so, your problem. Now, do we have a problem? No. Really? I don't see a cup of coffee with 2 sugars and no cream in my hand. Do you? No. Well, that looks like a problem to me. I don't actually have to test my theory, do I?
What, you've never heard of the pecking order?
Hello, Dr. Cross. They need you in the test chamber.
Yes, secretly, we're actually playing Gordon Cross.
Do you know how to fix a paper jam?
Oh my god. Well, I do know how to fix that. I recognize about a fifth of those formulas. That's why I was looking.
You should recompile.
It's not going to help you, buddy.
Gordon, this had better be important. I thought not.
Go right on through, sir. Looks like you're in the barrel today.
Oh, yeah. I just realized I need to rebind some things. I just realized that. Let's see. Quick save should be F5. And quick load should be F9. Because those are the standards, damn it. There we go. Okay, okay. I didn't know we were playing an Aperture game. Yeah, I always sucked at math. Higher math. Well, the problem is, Suthor, this is all still a positive. Although, well, I'll debate, but detail. It is a good reminder. Thank you for reminding me. I did ask you guys to remind me to not sit on positives or negatives. If I was scoring the original Half-Life 1, I'll tell you one thing. Negative to platforming. No, really. I mean, there's several examples of that, but, I mean, I probably don't even have to make my case there.
Did you catch that last fluctuation? It's nothing to worry about.
I mean, by definition, if it's a remake, then something was added. But we'll find out. Hey, look, it's going to be a puzzle in a minute.
We should harness the remaining photonic energy to ensure resonance control. Double-check the Brewster's plate's angles and make sure the superluminescent diodes are protected from optical feedback. How curious. The acousto-optic modulators are on the fritz again. Pfft. I assure you, we've compensated for any contingency.
Have you? Well, I'm put at ease. I don't know about you guys.
What's up, Doc?
Dr. Freeman?
It's been a mess down here this morning. Have fun.
Oh, thanks. I've also missed, G-Man.
Maybe later, Gordon.
We can talk at lunch, Gordon.
Oh, yeah. Gordon is apparently a ladies' man?
Ah, Freeman. If another instrument malfunctions today, I'm going to explode.
Please relax. Things could be much, much worse.
Nah. We've bottomed out. Yeah, he should have been maxed out, but I didn't see him. Which just, I don't know. I was actually looking for him,
There
too.
you are.
Nice of you to finally join us, Doctor.
We've just sent the sample down to the test chamber.
We've boosted
Is
the
that-
anti-mass spectrometer to 105%. Bit of a gamble, but we needed the extra resolution.
The administrator is very concerned that we get a conclusive analysis of today's sample. I gather he went to some lengths to get it.
They're waiting for you, Gordon. In the test chamber.
Right.
I love the subtitle for that. Test chamber. Sorry.
Eli has been busy making last-minute preparations for the new experiment.
Yeah, that's a pretty good cleaner, I have to
Greetings,
admit.
Eli. Debugging procedure coming along. I trust this morning finds you well.
Gordon, good morning. I'm glad you're here. These last-minute changes, they're a bit strange to just... Oh! It's about to go critical.
Yeah, that's,
What in the blazes is going on with our equipment?
It was never meant to do this in the first place.
It's nothing we can't handle ourselves, Eli. Run along, Gordon. We'll be but a moment.
right.
Go on, Gordon. We'll take it from here.
Scientists fall to their deaths. Yes, Kashtar.
By Becquerel's ghost! The radiation level is off the charts.
From what I read, Valve had two conditions for this. They had to get rid of the name Source from it, because Source is actually a registered trademark of Valve, and blah, 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 blah. And Valve had to get the first playtest of the game.
Glory I had envisioned as an undergrad.
How so?
I've got 2 PhDs and an Ørsted medal, yet I find myself doing work best suited for an intern.
Please. You do very meaningful work here.
Really? Push that button. Walk over here. Push this one. Stand and stare at the screen. Walk back over there. Push another button. Again.
Come now, you're overreacting.
I don't know how much longer I can abide these perfunctory tasks. I need more time for myself.
Ha! Don't kid yourself. You wouldn't know what to do with free time if you even had any.
That tears it. I'm going to check with the office upstairs and see how many vacation days I've accrued over the past 25 years. It's high time I took a break from all this.
Certainly, but before you do, activate the electron multiplier and report the reading from the micro channel plates.
Gordon, this had better be important. Gordon, you know we both have more important things to do. Just a minute, Gordon.
Oh, there you are. Everybody's been looking for you, hombre.
Ah, here he is. I'm afraid we'll be deviating a bit from standard analysis procedure today, Gordon.
Yes, but with good reason. This is a rare opportunity for us. This is the purest sample we've seen yet.
And potentially the most unstable.
Now, as long as we follow standard insertion procedures, everything will be fine.
I don't know how you can say that. Although I will admit that the possibility of a resonance cascade scenario is extremely unlikely. I just don't feel...
Gordon doesn't need to hear all this. He's a highly trained professional. We've assured the administrator that nothing will go wrong.
Yes, you're right. Gordon, we have complete confidence in you.
Well, go ahead. Let's let him in now.
Yeah, I have to climb a ladder, press a button, and then push a thing. Those PhDs are paying for themselves, let me tell you. Yeah, I know, that's an old joke. And yes, that was the Stanley Parable narrator. At least it sounds a lot like him.
Testing. Everything seems to be in order.
All right, Gordon. Your suit should keep you comfortable through all this. The specimen will be delivered to you in a few moments. Now, if you would be so good as to climb up and start the rotors, that way we can bring the anti-mass spectrometer to 80% and hold it there until the carrier arrives.
That is pretty cool, Rex.
Very good. We'll take it from here.
Power to stage 1 emitters in 3, 2, 1. I'm seeing predictable phase arrays. Stage 2 emitters activating now.
Gordon, we cannot predict how long the system can operate at this level, nor how long the reading will take. Please work as quickly as you can.
Overhead capacitors to 105%.
Yeah, I feel safe being in this room.
Probably. But I'm showing a small discrepancy in... Well, no. It's well within acceptable balance here. Sustaining sequence.
We've just been informed that the sample is ready for you. It should be coming up to you at any moment. Look to the delivery system for your specimen.
Yeah, we know he has a Geiger counter built in, so I want to test something.
Standard insertion. Non-standard specimen.
Stuff like this is why I like having subtitles, by the way.
Go ahead, Gordon. Slot the carrier into the analysis port.
What is he doing in there?
Need to worry about it. Go ahead, Gordon.
pretend we're in the Gargant Rue. Is that it? Are we done? Big room. I'm gonna assume that's it.
Standard insertion. Non-standard specimen. Oh my god. Shut it down. Shut it down. Someone get him out there and shut it down. It's not shutting down. Move down.
So here's Zen. Oh, they have the slave collars. I mean, it makes sense considering Half-Life 2, Dream Whisperer. So, yeah. Yes, this is the Half-Life 3 engine.
Attention. Sector C. Science personnel. Evacuate area immediately.
I mean, I needed it for breaking my legs earlier. Never use the elevator in a situation like this. That's a real life thing.
Listen, I tried to warn.
I never thought I'd see a resonance cascade, let alone create one. By Schrodinger's cat, he's alive.
Gordon! Thank God for that hazard suit. All the phones are out. I can't reach anyone in the facility. You need to get to the surface and let someone know that we're stranded down here. There's no telling what kind of danger is. My God, what have we done?
Fascinating.
Lamar, probably.
For the retinal scanner. I'm certain the rest of the science team will help you along the way. And for God's sake, keep that suit on until you're in the clear. You hear me?
Aw.
Any damage, control team. 2. Sector C. Immediately.
Isn't it a bit early for us to have zombies? Or was that just a person? Ah, whatever. I'm sure they're fine. Yeah, it totally sounds and looks like a zombie. They've got the clients. No. Oh, he's actually alive in this one.
Help me! Get me out of this elevator!
Well, hang on. Also, no, I didn't Dream Whisper. At least not that I've seen. Hey, you might want to crawl a little faster there, buddy. No, he's dead. Okay. Good lord. How the hell did they make that horrifying? You remember that, right? In the original? That was funny in the original. And also skippable. Which is what I was trying to do this time, just out of kind of habit. Are you okay? Down there? Ladders still suck.
What the hell are these things, man? And why are they wearing science team uniforms? Okay, I'm ready.
Still don't have a crowbar, so...
Chow time's over. Like that? Huh? Let me get out of your way. Bring it on.
Ah, excuse me. Still, you know, hacking and coughing and dying, so, you know, don't mind me.
Jesus, this place is in bad shape.
That's fine. We'll spit and polish.
Minor lacerations detected.
Okay. Aw, flare run out. Give me a sec, Barney.
Like that? Look nice in my trophy.
Yeah, the head crabs
Sci-fi movie.
work pretty fast. Aw. I want to microwave the head crab. Oh, God. Okay. I've changed my mind about microwaving the head crab. Hello? Anyone currently alive in here?
Don't dawdle.
Let me just get my picture of my niece? Cousin? I don't know. Hey, how's Toilet Guy doing? Oh my god!
Don't let him get near you. Feeling lucky?
To quote StarCraft, ah, that's the stuff. Oh jeez. Barney? Barney!
You asked for it.
I mean, considering in the original game we had head crabs teleporting into vents and everything, it's not really that out of bounds. Aw, still empty. Got some ammo, it looks like. Just ignore the flaming zombies, Barney. It's cool. It's cool, Barney. I'll pay for your therapy later, buddy.
Well, you get points for trying. Okay, I'm gonna try to call for help. You gotta get to the admin office upstairs. There's got to be somebody there who can fix this.
Yeah, he actually knows how to aim. It's weird.
This is Sector C, anomalous materials. We have an emergency situation here. I repeat, we have a code red emergency situation here. Possible biocontaminations. Hello? Hello? Is there anybody out there? This is Sector C. Come on, you bastards, pick up! Is anybody reading me? Come in, anybody.
It's okay. He finished arguing about Star Trek with his buddy. We're cool, guys. Oh, hello. Frickin' finally.
Minor lacerations detected.
I was gonna say, I don't think this game's on sale, but I could be wrong. It is the lunar sale, so... I'll save you! Nope, apparently I can't break through a window. Sorry, buddy.
Minor lacerations detected.
Windows ME was too much for him. The data was too strong, guys. Barney? Barney! Don't you die on me! I'll beat you to life. Alright, later. Barney Clone 1058 really loved Pokemon, too. Not like Barney Clone 337, who was all into Digimon. Cute. It's kind of what I was thinking. Barney 1337 is pretty mean. He knows what he's doing. But, we like to talk about him behind his back.
Power 15%.
I'm sure we can fix this. What's our insurance like? Oh god, it's actually slippery. Alright, so.
Power 30%.
Or that, sure. Yep. I do like how the battery doesn't have a stamina bar anymore. Same with sprinting, while we're on the subject. Depends on what they use it for, Plutonia, really. Like, crouch jumping itself is kind of irritating for me, but what was really irritating about it in the first game was how much it was mandatory. Many times. I guess PG warning at this point? There he is. Hey, buddy. And he's off. Okay, can I overcharge? Nope. Okay. I actually would tend to agree with you, Plutonia. Although I am stupid and dumb, so ignore me, but... What, you mean instead of the ear piercing?
Oh, thank God. Listen, I know where you can find some more weaponry. There's a security office not far from here. Take me with you, and I'll unlock the door.
Go, man, go! Wait! Maybe we can reason with it.
It worked! Holy crap. We saw him earlier, Plutonia. And yes, he was there.
Ah, safe haven. Oh. Well, at any rate...
Totally safe.
Over there's the weapons I spoke of.
Alright. Huh. Neat. Alright. Now the reign of Freeman can begin! No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
I've had my fill for excitement today. You're welcome to stay if you want.
Okay.
I've had my fill for excitement today.
Ooh, I should actually test that, you're right. Oh yeah, I can cook them. You know how much I can cook them? That much.
I've had my fill for excitement.
Can I cook on roll? Yep, I can cook on rolling too. See. Alright, I'm done killing this guy.
I've had my fill for excitement today.
See, this is why I should have time travel powers, because I'll never actually kill anybody. What, Rex? What's that, Life is Strange comic? Where
Still say there's nothing to chaos theory?
where she I can't remember anybody's names, but the other girl, like, shoots, and it hits the car and reflects it. Oh, I shot myself. Oh, my God. Quick, rewind time. Wait, you don't look surprised. Have you seen this happen before? And it cuts to her, and she's just got this horribly creepy grin, and she's like, 15 times. Or something like that. So, let's not actually kill anybody today.
You're welcome to stay if you want.
Okay. Got all my murder killing out of me.
These crab creatures have a unique parasitic strategy, don't you think?
I wouldn't be evil. That you would be aware of. Oh yeah, Glock secondary fire. Sorry, hang on, let me get a save in. And primary fire to contrast. So there's the variance. I'm not evil. God. So hang on, I already got that one, yep. It's probably one down, maybe? Got to actually turn it around a bit. Because I've reloaded so many times after murdering that innocent scientist. No, I have not, Wiseman. Okay, what am I missing here? Yeah, I guess it's... There's nothing else here. Except for the death. Really? Really? Hello, Berserkero. Whatever these people tell you, I am not evil. Oh, come on. Oh, whatever. Marquis Runner. It does have a nice ring to it. So our first Vortigaunt. I actually kind of like the sounds in the Glock. I mean, it's not like a gun should sound, but I mean, how could it possibly be, you know?
Gordon, is that you? Is it safe? Ah!
Oh, God. I thought he was scared of me for a second.
Oh dear. I do believe I soiled myself.
Well, come on, get out of the thing. Let's go.
Run along, Freeman. I've some sordid business to attend to.
Okay. Yes, he's having some Brownian motion right now. Wow, there are a lot of barnacles just everywhere. Look at this! 5 shots. Yeah, let me help you out a little, Dakota. There are many barnacles. Many whelps. So, I suppose it's a good time to compare something. Obviously, the game is going for a much more serious and dark tone, which actually I'm completely with. Okay, now I'm going to turn on the flashlight. Holy crap. But more to the point, one of the things I've noticed is they're really messing with enemy placement. Which is interesting. I do find myself wondering a little bit, just getting a fresh bit of air here. I do find myself wondering a little bit if this is like most fan mods and is designed to be a difficulty mod. Which, admittedly, I have to say with a bit of derision, because most of the time when I see a difficulty mod, it's just, you know, not very well done. But we'll see. No prejudgment. Just thinking. Yeah, no kidding, Dakota. And Rex. Crowbar swoosh. Just being thorough, don't mind me. I'm trying to conserve ammo, too. While we're on the subject. Actually, 16 Berserk Arrow. They first started work on this in 2004. So far, this is Half-Life proper remake. Emphasis on the word proper. That's my opinion. Take it or leave it. I'm finding it difficult to assign specific positives and negatives. Other than, that's obviously a positive. I mean, look at that. That's just a duh. Yeah, actually, that's a good idea. So, hang on, let's save here really quick. Yeah, audio design, that's a good one. Definitely some good audio design. I'm going to go ahead and give that separate to the game because it's new audio. So... Doodad design. I was actually debating Doodad design earlier because Half-Life 1 actually doesn't have good Doodad design. No offense to Half-Life 1, it's just most of Half-Life 1 is pretty sparse. It's a 98 game. Half-Life 2 would be the Doodad game. I can't really comment on the... How do you rate combat in an FPS? True enough, Dakota. Yeah, doodads, I know I've talked about this many times. When you're doing game design, and you load a room, or you design a room, or whatever, it's actually, most people I've seen don't really understand this, it's really, really sparse. So, that blood splatter, that person, those papers, this chair... the head crab, the VHS tapes, the VCR, the cup, the calendar, the TVs, all of the stuff that isn't basically just the base geometry of the level. Now, generally speaking, doodads, it's a Blizzard term. That's where I get the terminology from. Blood? But doodads are all about how you flesh out an area to change it from looking bland to looking good. Good doodad design is something I'm actually pretty critical of, and something I tend to praise whenever I see it properly done. I especially have to admit, to my shame, that I'm actually not good at doodad design. Yeah, it's actually pretty hard, in my opinion, to do proper doodad design. That's a good point. So, let's jot down some notes here, and we'll just kind of put these in italics for the moment. So we've got weapons... Actually, let's go with weapon use, weapon variety. Yeah, resources is a big one. Negative to console hot. For not being enough of a lich. Enemy HP. Enemy layout. Enemy variety. I'm just thinking of, I'm just literally jotting down notes of things to keep an eye on when it comes to FPS design. Yes. Player progression and enemy progression. Those are both good as well. they playing the frickin'... I wonder if they're just playing bad music, or if they're like physically playing bad music. I don't know. Anyways, negative to Valve. So hang on. So one of these is a Half-Life point. We've already given that. This is audio design. This is doodad utilization, which was good before and after the disaster. Gameplay-wise, I'm debating several things, but obviously we're a little too early to really judge anything there. I'm also going to sketch in a story positive. This is basically for atmosphere, for lack of a better way to put it. Which, while I enjoy Half-Life 1, and Half-Life 1 really spooked the crap out of me in the day, I have to admit that nowadays going through Half-Life 1 is a little more comical than horrifying. Half-Life 2 hits the horror points. So we've never... Yes, we have, actually. Takoida... So, okay, discussion time, guys. Takoida posits the idea of a positive to gameplay and story for being judged a proper remake. Now, I'm down with the idea. The only catch is we're going to have to go back and add some positives from previous games if we do decide to do that, which I'm fine with, for the record. And by previous games, I think I actually mean previous game, just one, which would be RE2R. Give me 1 second. I'm looking at my things, because we have the Romancing Saga 2 remaster. I'm just looking at stuff we've already reviewed that would qualify. So yeah, Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is absolutely a proper remake in my opinion. Well, part of the problem, Sinister Wing, the reason I like Takoida's idea, and I know this is going to sound strange because it's kind of out of the game, but it's harder to make a proper remake than to make a good new game. Because you have to balance the expectations of the old with the desires of the current. You have to keep both in mind, right? And as I've said many times, making a proper remake is effectively making a brand new game. You may have the book of the old game, but, you know, you are making a new game ground up. We could add another modifier, like we already have Sushi Game as a concept, and of course we have Innovators and Codifiers, which hasn't come up much yet. I think that's only come up for Super Mario Bros. 1 so far. Sorry, I'm still reading through my notes here. I think RE2R is the only proper remake we've actually reviewed. It was the one that came to my mind immediately. We've reviewed several remasters and ports. Oh, that's not true. FF4. So FF4, because we covered the PC version, and RE2R. If we do decide that, those two are going to get some additional positives. Let's put this over here. What do you guys think? Like feel free. Don't just say yes or no. Like thoughts, comments, hatreds, violent rages. We haven't played it yet, Sir Frosty. I mean, there's plenty of games that would qualify for proper remake. It's just we haven't played them yet. Yeah, actually, as much as I hate to admit it, you're right. FF3 would also qualify, because FF3DS is a proper remake. So far, yes, Zach Taft. Totally didn't know these were coming. Now, if they're playing with me, something will attack me from behind. Oh, I lost him. it's almost unfortunate that the new music is being done in the style of the old, aka short, brief, good bits of music. I really would have rather they had, you know, actual music. But yeah, I was gonna say, I haven't recognized any of the songs yet, and I've played Half-Life 1 many times. So what you're saying, Huthor, is that you're incredibly insane. And you haven't given me your thoughts on the proper remake, Puss. Funnily enough, it would be funny if Django was here, because he would absolutely disagree with that, plus. Actually, yeah, it's a different image, different graphic. Which is funny, because if I'm not mistaken, in the original, it was not. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. It was just, is this one I can open? Nope. Is this one I can open? Nope. Django and I have actually had several discussions over the years about how anti-remake he tends to be. I say anti-remake, that's being a bit unkind. His overall approach seems to be just make a new game. I suppose I don't have a really good reason why I am so pro proper remake.
Power 85%.
But I am, to be 100% clear. I understand the amount of work and effort it takes, and I tend to appreciate them whenever they happen. And I also have to add, as a personal touch, one of the reasons I tend to be so pro proper remake is they're so rare. They don't happen all that often, not really. Scrolling a little, don't mind me. I'm taking my time more than I normally would because, you know, I'm exploring. Curious what to do.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Well, apparently my dedication to this game will be rewarded. Let's find out. Yeah, no kidding, Dream Whisperer. It's from Vigilant! Yeah, I heard, unfortunately. Vigilant. 2 down, 4 to go, to quote one of the original cast. Thank you very much, as ever, Vigilant. I will put that towards Dealer's Choice, which we're going to have a vote about in probably about a week at this point. Give or take. Yeah, Terry Jones, yeah. Yeah, for those of you not aware, Terry Jones is no longer with us. And if we're being 100% honest, hasn't been for a few years. If you don't understand what I mean, he had dementia. So he physically died just last week, I think. Very, very recently. Whoop, 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 whoop. Four days ago? Jeez. My own grandfather on my dad's side actually had dementia. And yeah, he physically died last year. And I say that because he was gone a long time before that. Because that's what dementia does. It's messed up.
Warning. Hazardous chemicals detected.
That is some aim. Well, the good news is my grandfather, that was on my dad's side, is actually the only example of that case. Weirdly enough, my family doesn't have any history with dementia or cancer or any of the usual suspects. Quite the contrary, most of my family on my mother's side usually lives past the 3-digit mark. Really? Well, it still worked. Just took more ammo than I thought it would. Okay. I never remember how to do this puzzle. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so I mentioned that I've played this game many times. Part of the problem is I've also kind of speedrun this game, like really, really terribly, but also watched many speedruns of this game. So I don't usually remember the intended strategies. Which I actually ran into problems on during the lore run. Worst lore run I've ever done. But yeah, exactly, Rex. It's like, okay, for this section, all I have to do is do this extremely precise trick at this extremely precise time, and I'll be able to get past this section. Oh, hey, I think we're almost to one of my least favorite parts of the original game. Hey, we are! It looks completely different, so that's already a good sign. Yeah, screw this room in the original. Alright, so let's see how we do. We're just going to go with it. See how it feels. Ha! It would screw up at some point. I will say already, this feels way better than the original. But then again, as we've discussed many times, the original was platforming on ice skates. Although, sprinting is weirding me out a little bit. Sprinting just feels off. I'm trying to figure out why. And that's true, Shadow Machine. Ah, that would be it, Uthor. Exchanging ideas is a two-way process. I agree. Uthor, did you ever give me your thoughts on the proper remake thing? If you don't give me your thoughts, I'm going to jam this wood into your eye and then reload time so you don't remember that I did it. And then I'm going to just keep doing that until you tell me. Oh my god. But see, then, I mean, granted, Huthor, I'm getting into terminology, but I do firmly believe in the concept of terminology when it comes to classification. Actually, I do want to jot down ladders as at least a potential negative. Because the Source Engine has always sucked with ladders. From day one. Hey, I was actually wondering that too. In fact, what's the no-clip code, real quick? I don't remember it. What's the button for that? Aha! There we go. Okay. So we could have jumped over here and seen absolutely nothing. Ooh, and now I'm in the wrong spot. Oh, would you stop? Hey, come here. Ah! Oh god, it killed my no-clip. Let's try that again. Oh jeez, where was I? Okay, here we go. Yeah, I don't see anything. But that's one of the reasons, to go back to you, Huthor, why I try to distinguish between terminology such as proper remake, remaster, and port. Admittedly, it's a little bit degrees of separation and severity, but whatever. So, for example, by your own definition, you could say a remaster could be a proper remaster. Where, Rex? I'm not sure you can have a proper port. No, I take that back. You can, because I can think of one right off the top of my head. So. Oh, over here. No? Hang on. So I jumped over here last time. But I don't... Yeah, I just gave up because I didn't see anywhere I could go from here other than, you know, that way. Actually, the only thing that is required for me for it to be a proper remake is for it to be substantially better and substantially good at whatever it is that is defined as the core gameplay. Or, not gameplay, the wrong word. Core essence of the game. That being said, in my opinion, most proper remakes are really, really obvious. You know, there's no debating whether or not FF4DS is a proper remake. There's no debating whether or not RE2R is a remake, I guess I should say, rather than using the proper thing. Because there's always debating the proper parts. All right, so let me rewind a second. The proper is always going to be up to the individual because, you know, the proper means good. But whether it's a remake or not, there's no debating that because it has to be a substantial and significant change and or increase. For example, FF4 on the PSP is not a remake, to use a parallel. StarCraft Remastered is not a remake. No, console hop. I don't intend to cheat at all. In fact, I'm just going to not put the cheat tag on the review because screw you. I was just checking if there was something there. That doesn't count at all. Screw you. I will restart the entire review if I have to not put the cheat tag there. So welcome to Half-Life. Well, movies really follow a different function, especially since retreading the same story in a different way is actually a very common thing in movies, and has been for decades. I'm ready. Yes, Warcraft 3 is reforged. We'll find out what that means Wednesday, by the way. I found out this morning that that goes live at 6 in the evening. those of you not aware of my schedule, I cut off at 7 in the evening. So, yeah.
Who's there?
Hey, guys. Well, He just gave up. He was ready to die. He'd been suicidal for years, and as soon as the thing grabbed him, he was just like, oh, thank God. I think so, yeah, Huthor. But yeah, because it doesn't go live until 6 in the evening, we're going to play Warcraft 3 Wednesday, not Tuesday. So, again, FYI. God dang it.
Power 80%.
Dakota mentioned resources earlier. Resource placement is another thing, although that's kind of an aspect of level design, but it's still there. What, don't you guys keep Bukta just lying around ready to go when you need it? I mean, I do. Is that it? Am I missing something? I guess that's it. Alright, whatever. Because we had the other way to go. That's true, Plutonia. We all know Kolto is superior to Bukta anyways. Infinite flashlight.
Oh, Gordon. If I had known it was you, I would have let you in.
You remember this guy? During the lore run, we actually shot him for interrupting me.
Everybody's heading for the surface, but I think they're crazy. If we stay put, someone is bound to come and rescue us. Right? It may be in your best interest to reload.
I do like shooting people. Yes, good. Here, have a TV. How can you forget that it was clipped? Oh, right, that button. Exactly, Lord Firestorm.
What is that sound?
It's probably me shooting things. And I'm hungry. I don't think so, Regibrock. I think these are... hit scans? What's the term for that?
I believe this will make for a notable paper, don't you?
Okay, hit scan. So...
Oh!
Wow, he lived through that. Didn't live through that. Ah, crap, I haven't saved it a bit. Ah, that's okay. Of course, Crazy Norse. Don't you armor your vending machines? I mean, you don't know what kind of crazed people with crowbars just really, really want some chips. Just retracing our steps here. There we go. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I think even the Egon gun is hit scan, even though it kind of looks like a beam. It's basically... Why do you keep saying Gesundheit when I cough? That keeps weirding me out. I'm afraid we're going to have to kill Regibrock now. Alright, hold still. This will hurt a lot.
Gordon, if I had known it was you, I would have let you in. Everybody's heading for the surface. I think they're crazy. If we stay put, someone is bound to come and rescue us. Right?
No, no, we're not cruel. Do you see DeVille in my name? I didn't think so. Let's save really quick. Yes, Adam. It was Barney. But he had to make like a prom dress and get off. Or out. Or I can't remember. I screwed it up. What was this stupid thing? Take off. That was it. Take off. Oh, ha ha ha. Erwin R.J.A. Schrodinger. Quantum Mechanics. No, Cashel, I've never played Black Mesa. This is my very first time. Did I check it for? No, okay.
Power 85%.
Oh, jeez. Really, Wiseman? That's very strange. I've heard my own VODs, and I do a lot of audio design, and yeah, I'm really, really loud on my VODs. I'm curious why you can't hear me normally. Or do you mean the whole stream, in which case that would make a little bit of sense. I'll say, that was basically instantaneous. Jeez. Yes, Rax is also really loud in my VODs. Wait a minute. Yeah, hang on. Strange, Wiseman. Anybody else have me being super quiet? That's true. We all know Rax is actually secretly James Arnold Taylor. whatever. Now, funnily enough, I actually turned down the gain of my microphone recently. Specifically because I was too loud. Hang on, I have been instructed to go back. I also admit I have no idea how it would sound on not headphones, because I haven't worn not headphones in, since about, I would have been 94, something like that. I do get plenty of angry comments on the VODs. Well, until last year, I have been living with people. And when you live with people and you're courteous, you don't want them to hear everything you're hearing. Both with regards to music and with regards to...
I need your help.
With regards to music and with regards to game. So... yeah, it's just kind of logical to always use headphones. I will note that the mic is slightly further away from me. This is its usual position. I'd be surprised if you could really hear any difference, given the mic setup I have.
One of these little buggers latched onto my buddy's head. Gotta get that thing off before... Hey, good news. Help just arrived. Wait, hey, what the hell? Get off of me! Thanks. I owe you one. Here, let me get this open. I got some supplies in the back. If you want, go take a look-see, see what you can carry. Ow! Ha! Bullseye! What are you trying to do? Watch what you're doing! Hey, hold your fire! I'll take your silence as an apology.
I don't know why you guys keep calling me evil. So, I have heard several people's thoughts on the proper remake things. And honestly, I think you've convinced me. I think giving a plus to both gameplay and story for a defined proper remake is a good thing. We'll have to do that at the end when we finish a game. But that does mean that at least 3 games we reviewed need that. I'm actually going to jot that down really quick here. Just so I don't forget them. If I had save states in real life, I would already be in charge of everything.
I heard screams up ahead. You first.
Okay. Damn it, Kamek. Ah.
Like the cockroaches have competition.
Now, see, in real life, shooting people isn't fun.
Excuse me.
Do I want to be in charge? No. I'd like to just live my life and be happy. But since the world is a mess, well, you know.
My bad, Freeman.
Ah, that's my bad. Sorry. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. Last time I'll make that joke.
Oh, you poor bastard.
Well, I did get the... Oh, oh. No, I'm coming, I'm coming! Oh, jeez. Ah!
No hard feelings, right?
Well, I was going to save that couple. I should have just jumped through the window. I keep forgetting I can do that. I'm so in the video game mentality of, you know, a slight wall is an unpenetrable barrier that you cannot bypass. Cough, cough. Jedi Fallen Order. Cough, cough.
Them to pieces. I don't think we should stick around.
I think I agree with that. Here, let's save Reynold here. Oh, excellent. Django. Ban! What's up? I don't actually remember if Django likes Half-Life. Hey, Django. Confirm, deny. Yep, Hi. Yeah, like, for example, I can't get through these blinds. These are an impenetrable barrier. So, yeah, video games. Video game logic. You know what I'm talking about. We all do that when we're playing video games. Wait a minute, there's no water in this! Ugh! I was quitting. Yeah, exactly, Adam. Did I already... Yes, I did. Okay.
Let me get out of your way here.
Yeah, no kidding, Kamek. There?
I just overheard a secure access transmission.
Hmm?
Soldiers have arrived. They're coming to rescue us. Of course, I have my doubts that we'll live long enough to greet them.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yep. Chipotle. So, Django. So we've been debating the idea of basically at the end of a review, if... Oh no.
My arm! You better reload.
At the end of a review, if we get to the point where we actually feel like a game is a proper remake by, you know, the traditional definitions of the words, that it would deserve a positive to both gameplay and story. What do you think, Django? You watch the stream, Adam, and I think you can type stuff. Like, the more you chat, the more you get credits. The whole point of the channel point system is to try and encourage viewer interaction, so...
Let me get out of your way.
Ooh, good Subway or good Chipotle? Because I've had bad Chipotle, too. Right now I'd go with Chipotle, but the only reason for that is because I want something meatier right now, because I don't feel well. And when I don't feel well, I need more meat in my life. No, seriously. My bad. I keep hitting 3.
You want some more? Cover me. I gotta reload.
Well, the general idea is to acknowledge that the effort, the work, the time, the difficulty in making a proper remake, the rarity of a proper remake, blah 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 blah.
Hey, what are you still doing down here? Get topside. I hear troops are coming in to save us.
Sweet. Yeah, this game also took an extremely long amount of time. I'm like,
see that thing with the missing leg? You got it.
That's some interesting dialogue.
Sorry, man.
No, it's okay. You're just consistently in my way. Anyways, typical Chipotle. Barbacoa, brown rice, guacamole if I'm getting it for the day I'm eating it. Cheese. So hang on. Guacamole and medium salsa, which I already told you about. Corn.
I still think this is a drill, do you?
And I think that's it. If I'm getting it, and lettuce. If I'm getting it for the day I'm eating it. If I'm getting it for the next day, because I usually if I'm getting food while I'm out and about, I usually get it and also get leftovers. So if I'm getting it for the next day, I will get barbacoa, brown rice, cheese, corn, just a little bit of the spicy sauce, and then some light sauce, the salsa, excuse me, and then that's it, I think. Yes. Because the cheese actually isn't all that great on its own, but it melts really well when you reheat it. No, I think we've had talking NPCs before this. Although I don't remember when Baldur's Gate 1 came out. Or Fallout 1, for that matter. True, Dakota. Save me, Barney. You're my only ammo saver. They really like to lean on the NPCs in this chapter, which I actually kind of like. The NPCs being worth the damn is nice, too. Fallout 1 came out in 1987! Oh my god! Actually, I know exactly what you're talking about, Dakota, or rather, I know something like what you're talking about, because there's this really weird processed, not actually cheese, which just gets all plasticky and, like, separates the liquid from the solid when you melt it, which is just awful. No, real cheese, good cheese, will melt when you melt it. It'll be this nice, viscous material of awesome, and, you know... I mean, I guess American cheese does that. That's absolutely true. But I mean, just cheese in general, I've noticed. But yeah, American cheese can go to hell. No, thank you. Lately, I've been getting a lot of mozzarella because I have found a good mozzarella brand, which I don't even remember the name of right now. Sargento, that's it, Sargento. It's more expensive, but it's actually cheese. No, melted Parmesan is amazing, though. Oh, no. Swiss is another interesting one to melt, since Swiss is just kind of an unusual cheese in general. What? Barney? Barney?
Chow time's over.
I was gonna say, you gonna help me here, buddy? plant physics more than meets the eye. Sorry. Oh, absolutely. Sorry, I should have clarified. I was deliberately shooting the torso there. Because up until now, I've been shooting for head, like this. So yeah, 4 headshots. If I could hit it, there we go, yeah, 4 headshots. And it was something like 11 torso shots.
Is there no safe haven from these abominations?
There is no safety. Ah! 2 shots for the head crabs. I remember hating this puzzle in Half-Life 1. It's actually one of my least favorite puzzles in vanilla Half-Life 1, so we'll see what they do with it this time around. Let's clear things out first. Ooh, monsters. I used to like brie a lot. Then I had trouble finding good brie. And then the music stops. Uthor, make your case. Go. Why is no music a good thing? Excuse me. Why is intermittent music a good thing? Let's be more clear. Sadly, no, Crazy Norse. I'm actually not much of a cheese connoisseur. The most connoisseuring I've gotten for cheese was when I went to a wine vineyard. Vineyard's not the right word. A wine-making place back in Oregon many years ago. Looks like we're out of enemies. Aw. Nope. Okay. Distillery, thank you. They had this huge variety of cheeses there, and I just went down the line, so to speak. Do that. I like my meat. Extra. I don't even know what joke to make here. We gotta tenderize it. Alright, I'm done. Ah! There we go. Sorry. Lost the mouse. Okay. Ah, yep, so I did. Well, hello, Patriot. I'm glad you like my YouTube stuff, even though it's terrible and awful. I do appreciate the kind words. If you want to join us for stream, I don't know if you're aware of this, but I really like talking, chatting, interacting with, getting opinions of, etc. people. So, if you have anything to share, please feel free to do so. Even if it's telling me how much I suck. Max Time does that all the time. Sad face. Yoshi's just sitting here staring at me judgmentally. Yoshi. Yeah, I know Yoshi, I know. The only performance issues I've been having so far are the load times, which are weirdly long for a a source game on a modern computer on an SSD. But other than that, no. I suppose that's true, Rax. I still stand by my weirdness, the fact that I have really long load times. I say really long, I'm sorry. Let me not be facetious. Longer than I was expecting load times.
50%.
I remember what actually long load times are like, because I remember back in the day, again, 90s PC gaming. Alright, loaded a new level. Get up. Go to the kitchen, do the dishes a little bit. Maybe make a sandwich. Come back. Hey, it's loaded. I'm not even joking with that. I had a 4633 for a bit there, and yeah. I am technically using an older OS, and I will never change to Windows 10. Ever, ever, ever. You can quote me on that. I have considered Linux, but to be completely honest, I don't think that's feasible for my job. Because, I play video games for a living. And yeah, I know. I could just sit back and make shells upon shells with custom programs and blah, blah, blah. I get it. No. I could spend weeks of research and work to customize and configure Linux to the point where it actually does exactly what I need it to for editing, rendering, games, and streaming. Or I could use Windows 7. This is not a hard choice.
Freeman! Good heavens! You gave me quite a scare.
Don't count on the cavalry finding us down here, Doc. We gotta head for the surface.
But with all the elevators out of order...
We can still climb.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry?
You could have... Yeah, whatever. Why not Windows 10? It's actually... I can't answer in summary.
PhD does me now,
Oh, where have you been, Zeiss? Jeesh.
Watch that little bastard!
I mean, that might happen max time, but I mean, I hate to point this out, but older versions of Windows are still viable to this day. So...
That's right. Chow time's over.
That spread is mean.
I'm empty. Cover me.
Well, the next thing we'll be playing is Warcraft 3 Reforged. How do you fail PE? What was I saying? Windows 10 is, for me, a downgrade in basically every way. It doesn't... Taco burrito. It doesn't actually offer anything new or good, or, that would be an upgrade. All it does is make it so that I would have to spend a large amount of time and effort, let's use the word wrangling it into something that I actually want it to be. I have used Windows 10 many times. I've used Windows 10 professionally, even, in addition to in a personal environment. And it can be customized into something that's worth a damn for me. Or I could keep using Windows 7.
How cool is this?
You got this, buddy.
I can't hold on much longer. Help!
Not until Wednesday, Adam. Or Tuesday evening, actually. Why would that concern me, Snufflegrunt? I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So, for those of you who know, I worked in IT for a while, and one of the first things I learned is don't do the security updates. Yep, not Renoa. In fact, I am not sure, but I don't think I've done any of the actual official updates to Windows 7. Could be wrong. I might have done a few specific ones. Basically, to summarize, what you do is you do very specific updates. You have to sit down and think, okay, this is the exact update I want for this machine, for the purpose this machine is being used for. You do not just turn on Windows Update and hit go. Isn't that a bit risky? No. We've got hostiles. So hang on. I don't think the platforming deserves a plus. So far we only have 3 weapons, so we can't really comment on that. Resource distribution is interesting because most of the health stuff... No, that's not true. Most of the health stuff has been basically in your path. In fact, if you're paying attention, they gave us a big ol' health refill right before we did the head crabs elevators section. Excuse me. However, most of the energy stuff, the armor, has been side stuff, and also side stuff has been giving us ammunition. So, decent resource distribution. Enemy layout has been decent. Enemy variety has been decent. Player progression, we're still basically at the same point that we would be. So again, I can't really talk about that. Enemy progression, well, we're about to hit that major point. However, I do like how they have been slowly, and I do mean slowly, escalating. We started off with zombies who were easy to be put on fire, which would kill them. Scientist zombies. Then we had head crabs. Then we had the hound eyes. Then we've had, like, I think 2 bull squids, and that's it. Like, in the whole thing.
Zug zug.
And then we escalated to the armored zombies. So we have been doing a decent little progression thing going on. I do like how the guards are actually worth a damn. And the game actually, thank you, SJ, the game actually kind of leaned on the guards basically escorting you through several sections. That was kind of neat. I might bake that into an aggregate positive. If nothing else, for the decent AI design. That would be gameplay, you moron. So let's kind of... Let's just make a note here. About that. So, everything's fine. We're at the surface. Game's over.
Open the silo doors! They're coming for us! It's our only way out! Oh my god! We're doomed!
Attention, all science personnel. Report topside for immediate questioning.
I think the fans complain too much and they should have remade it more. That's my thoughts, Adam. Put simply. So, I wonder if you could do the trick where you basically just glitch in there and immediately hit the silo doors in this version. Wait a minute, you're putting towards something that isn't Black Mesa's ice? How strange! By the way, just so you're aware, Zeiss, based on the schedule, we are most likely going to be playing this today and Monday. So FYI. Oh, come on! Have some arm strength, Gordon. Anyways, thank you very much, Zeiss.
Zug zug.
Much obliged. Obliged, as always. Good night, Adam.
Zug zug.
Central Command and Communications Center.
Oh, that's not letting me. Alright, whatever. I'll stop being a weirdo. What the... Be prepared for extreme for... Like that voice, Plutonia? Yeah, I liked that one too. So, I actually kind of already commented on the Snuffle Grunt, but basically I don't have an opinion yet. It depends on where they go with it. The problem is, a lot of fan mods tend to be difficulty. You know, we must increase the difficulty. And most fan mods don't know how to do that. So they increase the damage, and they increase the health, and they're stupid and they're dumb. We'll see what I think of the difficulty increase, because I have heard that this is substantially more difficult than the first game. Yeah, see a lot of FFT hacks, or FF6 hacks, or anything, really. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I think of it. But I have noticed. Well, you see, Crazy Norse, when you're evil, you have to maintain a certain status quo. But no, actually, the most logical reason, like actual in-universe logical reason to do this... God dang it, I keep doing that. Is because they have no idea what's infected, excuse me, what is infected with what. And so from a pure safety perspective, it makes far more sense to just kill everything that is here, rather than risk anything getting through. You may or may not have a John Carpenter's The Thing scenario, for example. Now, that being said, what they probably should have done is gone ahead and dropped a couple of nukes on this place, rather than sending in the army, but whatever. I mean, yeah, they do eventually drop nukes on this place, but, you know. Agreed, Crazy Norse. You've heard about World of Warcraft, Zactaft? Man, that game sucks. Nobody actually likes it. Everyone just plays it ironically to think that they enjoy it. When secretly, they don't know what they... I don't know, I'm done. I can't continue the joke. I'm not good at sarcasm, I've noticed. Yeah, I mean, considering... Considering the G-Man's level of influence in the United States government, it wouldn't surprise me if there was some of his influence, but I don't think it's any of the Zen influence. Zen isn't that subtle. They're not the Combine, but they are still pretty brute force about things. I mean, they have slave collars on the Vortigons to force them to do what they're bidding. That's not the epitome of subtlety, you know? You work for me now. Yeah, but they don't know that, Chemic. Yeah, irony. If we hadn't stopped the Nihilith, the Zen would have taken over. And stopping the Nihilith allowed the Combine to take over. Yay. What? Oh god, I didn't even see that. Hem. And yeah, knowing the storytelling, there's probably something even worse after the Combine. Probably whoever's actually employing the G-Man. I'm just curious. Ah, okay, whatever. The Combine were the good guys all along. And that's why Sylvanas had to burn Telger. So that all makes sense. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just trying the fly glitch. I'm probably just not being quick enough to do it. Okay. What was that? There we go. Oh, it's slippery. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, we made it. What's up, guys?
These crab creatures have a unique parasitic strategy, don't you think?
I agree. I'd shoot you, but I just hit the wrong button for shooting you, so can't do it. Let's heal up a little bit.
Well, I think it's rather stimulating, don't you?
Really? Plutonia? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so... Hem. So... considering the army loses against Zen repeatedly in this very game, Chemic,
Smell something burning?
I would say no.
I couldn't even venture again.
God dang it, I'm trying to save your stupid life. You know what, fine, whatever. Just stay there forever. Hold up.
System now under military command.
Alien subterfuge behind this failure. It's inconclusive.
Power 15%.
Well, the voice has changed, so that's nice. This facility now under military control. You know, ideally, you'd probably want to greet the military's coming with, like, positive emotions, right? Like, yay, the military's coming.
30%.
Damn you, real life. Willingness to kill scientists. Check. Just the G-Man filling out his dossier.
Rescued at last. Thank God you're here. No!
Put him down! Your dedication will be...
Hang on, I want to see if I can save that guy's life. And see who just donated. It was, dramatic pause, Snufflegrunt. Well, thank you very, very much, Snufflegrunt. Very much obliged and appreciate the support, as always. Thank you. And I will put that towards Black Mesa. Now, GTA HD, which we're kind of playing chicken with. I don't know if you've heard me talk about that lately. Basically, we're hoping for a modern port / release of GTA 4, which isn't garbage. Because GTA 4 is such an aggravation to get running. Every other game, no issues. Just 4. I saved him. Holy crap. Wow, he actually had a comment
More of this I can take.
about living. Holy moly. That's true, Taquita. Oh yeah, so now we got this thing.
Wouldn't you like to get one of these blood samples under a microscope?
No. Just getting a feel for it. Almost no recoil. Wow. Look at that. Anyways. Listen, if you're ever walking around me and you just suddenly see the words saved pop up. Well, anyways. Yeah, no, this seems much more precise. I mean, it's an MP4, I think? Maybe it's an MP5? Oh, that is nice accuracy. Oh, it even says MP5 right there. My bad. I remember looking into the ridiculous level of scripting they did to try and simulate AI with the soldiers back in Half-Life 1. Which, by the way, is just kind of nuts in its own right, how much work and effort they put into that.
Attention. Black. All personnel evacuate high security materials storage facility.
Listen, Lore doesn't jump to his death on accident. He jumps to his death precisely when he wants to.
Attention. All science personnel report. Immediate questioning.
Worth it. I like how each time it had a different quote for the PA system. Where are that? Oh god, I'm back here. Note to self.
Emergency uranium containment team. 2 Sector
E. No! Don't do it, Mr. Red. How could you? I believed in you, Mr. Red. I thought you had potential. Oh, come on. There we go. What? What? How did those aggro me? Thank you very much, Mr. Red. As always, appreciate the sub. Thank you, sir. And I'll put that towards Grand Theft Auto. Head-on edition. And now they're active, too, aren't they? Yep. No, I'll tell you what activated it. They're on the same aggro loop as the other turret, which I just destroyed. So that's what activated them. Damn it. Okay. Must go worst route possible. So first of all, let's just kind of move this from consideration here. Go face a wall. Why didn't it work? Oh god, why didn't it work? Why didn't it work? Hang on. I can do this. Oh, apparently I can't do this. Hang on, one more try. We're not going to knock this one out because that'll aggro the other ones. Actually, just to test that. Well, that's going to trigger the mines. That won't count. Hang on, let's do this. Oh, it didn't trigger them. Okay. Well, just because I'm curious, let's trigger a mine now. Hang on. Okay, it was the mines. Holy crap, the mines actually aggroed them. You were right. I was incredibly wrong. Damn it! How much health did I lose from doing that? About 60. Okay, sure. I'll just accept that then. Okay, so...
Take me with you. I'm the one man who knows everything.
And he's dead.
Power 20%.
He owed me $10. Who would play Gordon Freeman? Oh, geez, I don't know. So, okay, someone asked, you know, if you're doing a novelization, how would you write Gordon Freeman? So, first of all, let me just say that that's a terrible idea, and I would never greenlight that project. But let's assume we're saddled with it. Because that's tied into the, you know, the actor. Yeah, they're not allowed to dodge. I mean, if you can dodge an MP5, you can dodge a ball. Ironically, I was actually thinking Bryan Cranston as well. Yeah, I was going to say, if I'm going to write a Half-Life novel, I'd probably jump perspective several times, and it would never follow Freeman. Not once. I mean, he would be involved, but it would be people, you know, perceiving him and his actions. At least one time I would want to switch the camera perspective to one of the soldiers, too. Just making sure I didn't miss anything. Listen. Just picture this. Say my name. You're Gordon Freeman. You're goddamn right. Why are there so many barnacles? If I had to give Freeman a personality... So, I've actually talked about this before. I believe I talked about it in Aloran, but I know I talked about it in the Rumination. Basically, what I would do... So, okay, I talked about this before. Gordon is whatever you make him. That's part of the appeal of the approach. It's one of the reasons people tend to go with silent protagonists in general, is so that you can design your own character there. One moment. I wouldn't make him the Mario, but I would make him Mario-esque, if that makes any sense. Kind of more like Rainer, actually. Someone who... Someone who is basically on this edge. Okay, this is going to sound weird, but he'd be Batman. Now, I know what you're thinking. Huh? ignore the memes for a second. Ignore, you know, the goddamn Batman or the super preparation. Throw all that out the window for a second. Imagine someone who is just on this line of totally, completely insane. Someone who is riding that edge of a combination of adrenaline and violence and rage, but at the same time is still being driven by his intellect. In short, I would ask the actor, so to speak, who was playing Freeman, to constantly portray some of his actions, rather than being, say, I got you. Instead, it would be more like, you know, and he guns down 2 troops, and he's like, and he moves forward, you know. Someone who is barely keeping up, you know what I mean? That's probably how I do Freeman in a, like, a movie kind of a situation. And no, I haven't actually watched, or maybe I have watched Freeman's Minds? It's been a really long time if I have. I don't really remember that all that well. I would probably have him grow out of that, because of course, like, by the time you've taken on aliens and the military and then the alien military, by the time you get to the end there should be a point at which he's just like, you know, I've got this. John Wicking his way through it. Well, maybe not to the level of John Wick, but you get the idea. Actually, I love the idea that the first troop he meets, the one that shoots the scientist, goes to shoot him, and basically assumes that a single burst round would do it. So they shoot him, and Gordon's response is basically, ah! And of course it doesn't do anything because he's got the suit on, and he looks down, and the troop, it takes the trooper a solid second to really cognate that he isn't down, and he goes for the second shot, and that's when Freeman comes up and shoots him in the head. You know, just little moments like that. I have a shotgun. Ho, ho, ho. Aw. Okay, fine. Nah, I don't care. A rookie soldier. There's actually several ways to show a rookie soldier. One is by playing awesome music. Agreed, Shadow Machine. That's exactly why I was thinking that too. That, and if I'm being honest, Cranston is a great actor, so. Sorry, I had to go back to being cautious. Started to ruin the scene. Why wouldn't they, Senior Frosty? About all the horrible things we've done. Hang on a second. I think we've played enough. Ha! It did! It saved our location in the music. Actually specifically saved in the middle of the song just to see. It's interrupted by loading, but not by loading. I like that idea, Zero Gear. Magnuson was like, you know what? I'm just going to call in the military. Oh, crap, there's an alien invasion. Kill it, kill it. But that's why the military was so ready to go, you know. Sure. Don't link me at here, though, Rex. Link me in a Discord or something.
Your dedication will be rewarded.
Listen, I don't even like casseroles. I don't know what his problem is. And just because he likes something and I don't makes him wrong. That's what the internet taught me. Pacing, Takoida. Good pacing.
I've killed 12 dumbass scientists. Not one of them's fought back. Sucks.
Well.
Shit. Come on.
I mean, if you really want a scientist to fight back, then you're not. Then you're out of luck.
Well, so much for the government. Their idea of containment is to kill everyone associated with the project.
I'm sorry, that's still one of my favorite things to do in this game. I'm not evil. I just love killing people at comedically appropriate moments. Thank you very, very much, Lord Harrimont. I very much appreciate the support. Thank you, sir. And I will put that towards Pokemon. I don't know what that is. Is that the old one or the new one? Is that the Switch one or the DS one? Let's ask it that way. Because I'm tracking those differently. Look, do I look like a guy with a plan? Okay, DS one, thank you. I just wanted to make sure, because like, they announced that new one. The Switch one, like, just last week, whatever.
The project. Judging by your hazard suit, I'd say you were part of what went wrong. Is that right? Now look, if anyone it's the science team that planned the complex at the opposite end of the base. With the transit system out, I couldn't tell you how to get there. But there's an old decommissioned rail system somewhere through here beyond the silo complex. If you can make it through the rocket test labs, you might be able to worm your way through the old tunnels to track down whatever is left of the Lambda team. You can trust them. You can trust all of us.
I don't know which ones works here, Frosty. I'm sorry, that's been a tradition of mine for a long time. Is to kill him as soon as he says that line. You can trust them, you can trust all of us. Bam! Yeah, it's a tradition. I won't do it this time.
You might be able to worm your way through the old tunnels to track down whatever is left of the Lambda team. You can trust them. You can trust all of us.
Definitely didn't kill you like 3 times? God, I lose track of how many times I kill people. Actually, I would tend to agree, Shadow Machine, but I don't know that in character. He was having a bad day, Zeiss. I needed to cheer him up, so I shot a scientist in the head. Look, my friends have weird senses of humor, okay? Although I probably have the darkest overall sense of humor amongst my friends. Safety first! And you have like a noose. Anyways. Not really, no, Uthor. Oh god, what's the Gigantor or whatever gonna look like? Or the Gonarch over in Zen. Or the alien troops. Anyway, so here's the new model. Oh, it's got eyes now. Holy crap, these things have eyes now. That's insane. They can actually see. They also look kind of Cthulhu-esque, if I'm being completely real. Wait, head crabs have eyes now? What? What? I'll have to get a really close look at a head crab in the near future. Grossest thing in the Half-Life universe? Barnacles. No, I guess it's actually the zombies. I mean, the zombies are really messed up, especially if you believe the idea that they're still cognizant under there. Yeah, it feels like, I've said this before, it feels like they really wanted to get the horror quota out of the way with the zombies. So they just, like, front-loaded a huge amount of horribleness to the zombies. And you're just like, yep, here you go. Here's everything nightmarish you can imagine. Like, you think being assimilated by the Borg or the Zerg is bad? No, 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 no. Imagine being aware of your body ripping itself apart as you reform yourself to your new form. Just picture that for a minute. Excuse me. Well. so I don't forget, I'm going to jot down a potential... there's no potential. I'm going to give a story positive for pacing. In fact, I'm actually debating giving a second positive to pacing. But I'll put that one in the potential rather than the codified. So I'll put that there. Yeah, I actually like the pacing better so far. Probably enhanced by the fact that it's a more modern take on it. So, you know, the highs are higher and the lows are lower. I got this. I totally missed. I don't have a double jump. I don't know why I thought I did for a second there. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Okay, we're cool. We're cool. You know, one of these days we got to get maintenance down here and fix all these radiation leaks. Why do we have so many radiation leaks, anyways? You ever wonder about that? I saw that they have uncut mods, which we are not using, by the way, for that kind of stuff. Wait, just wait for 2 centuries. So, someone in chat, I think it was Mr. Red, asked about pacing. Pacing is about... Pacing is like chemistry. I have a really hard time explaining it, but it's crucial for proper design. The general idea is that you don't want to pull a Modern Warfare 3, which is still my go-to example for bad pacing in a video game. Just awful, terrible pacing. You might say, why is that? Well, it's because Modern Warfare 3 is like having really high-paced music. You know, like playing in your ear, full volume, non-stop for like 8 hours. That's Modern Warfare 3. That's not good pacing. See you around, SJ. Yeah, that's a good way to put that, Pyro. Pacing is about transitions. And pacing can apply to story and gameplay in more or less equally, too. Which is why I'm debating 2 positives for pacing. I'll debate the gameplay one. To use, again, Modern Warfare 3 as an example, Modern Warfare 3 would get a negative to gameplay and story for pacing. Because it screws up both equally. Oops. But yes, Plutonia is correct. Combat, puzzle, explore, combat, puzzle, explore. The only thing that broke that up in the original was Zen, which was just not good. So, of all the many things I'm excited to see in this version, Zen is at the top of that list.
45%. Warning. Hazardous chemical detected.
Because I love Half-Life, but when I replayed that game, often I would just put the game down when I hit Z. Like, yep, well, beat the game. I love how it's just sitting in the radiation. Like, no, I'm fine. What? Actually, yeah, that's a good example, Chemic. So, again, to continue the pacing comment, Dragon Age 2 actually has pretty decent story pacing, with a couple of noteworthy exceptions, where Dragon Age 2 Syndrome kicks in. But the gameplay pacing in Dragon Age 2 was awful. Like, legitimately bad. Yeah, the exceptions being 3 years later, which I'm just going to start calling Dragon Age 2 Syndrome. Because that's one of the worst examples of that ever. But for example, we're currently in an explore section. To go back to the whole pacing comment, gameplay-wise. You know, couple enemies, several ways to go, side areas which give you, ammo and items, blah, blah, blah. I don't mind time jumps if they're done well, which I don't think Dragon Age 2 did. Yes, there is, Plutonia. Bad gameplay pacing? Okay. Here's 5 enemies. Okay, here's 5 enemies. Okay, here's 5 enemies. Okay, here's 1/5 of a dungeon with 5 enemies. There you go. Oh, this is gonna suck in a second. Or I could kill enough. And they run away. Holy crap. Hi. Yeah, pacing in combat is also very strongly related to something I talk about all the time, which is flow. It needs to, in my opinion, feel effectively seamless as you go from one set piece to the next. See, I disagree completely, Chemic, and if I might explain why, it's because it didn't feel like it was 3 years later. It felt like it was 3 days later. That's Dragon Age 2 syndrome. Time skips aren't the problem. The problem is, imagine... Here, dude. Alright, guys. I'll be back. Scene transition. Oh, man. Oh, I haven't seen you guys in 5 years. What's going on? And that's Dragon Age 2. Have one conversation about how I've been promoted to lieutenant. You get the idea. Hey, Permeus. So yeah, we can hear the big guy. I'm very... Hello. Curious what the big guy's gonna look like.
Must fire the rocket engine. Destroy the damn thing before it gets any larger.
I don't know why it's growing. Coughs followed by death. Exactly, Chemic. That's why I don't like. That's why I have to clarify that I don't dislike time skips themselves. I just dislike some of their applications. Oh god, it's got eyes now. See you around, Mr. Red. Have fun. Well, this is easy. I'll just fire the rocket engine. Stupid question. If it hears by hearing, why is it making such a racket? Like, it's in an enclosed space. Think about that for a second. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this without cheating. Or that guy's going to sacrifice himself. And I'm dead. His sacrifice was completely in vain. Alright, let's try this again. Taking it slow. Okay, good strategy. Sorry. Good morning, Mother Mesa. Real heroes don't need brains. Yeah, I actually like to think that that thing is literally in a constant state of panic right now. Or whatever the equivalent of animal panic is. Nah, it's fine. I'll totally win by rushing through and using speedrunner strats that I don't really know how to execute. Oh yeah. Winning strategy. That's right, heroes should kill, not fight. Hero. Or pants next time. A scientist beats homesick animals to death with a crowbar. I like it. Listen, if there's something wrong with having an Insta-Gib shotgun, I don't want to be right. Florida man applies for physics job at Black Mesa. I like that one too. See, I'm not good at plots explained badly. I can't do that. Whoa, hello. That's just rude. Or to quote ProZD, you won't believe. Oh, come on. Okay, fine, I give up. Whatever. Looked like an optional area anyways. It's not like I wanted to go up there. It is dark down here, holy crap. Does this strike anyone else as incredibly dangerous? Why would you put this down here? Why would you ever do this? God, really, max time? Yeah, no, that's what I thought. Can't get off the ladder. Okay, we're okay. There we go. To infinity. Let's hang out here for a minute. Well, now I'm stuck. Conveniently, there's this one thing that is right at the right height for me. Whoop, whoop. Nope, nope, nope. Hang on, hang on. There we go. I suppose it would depend. Like, basically, the glaring flaw would be a glaring flaw, so it'd be a negative. I'm not sure that qualifies, but it could be part of an aggregate. I don't know. Like, if Zen was the same old boring, stupid end game thing, then that would be a negative, because it's still boring and stupid. If the whole game is as bad as the original game, then it's not a remake. And thus we have a problem.
Lacerations detected.
I'm fine. Stupid computer. Stupid horror blow.
Power 15%.
Come on. Oh god, Plutonia. That would be interesting. Worst part of the original Zen. So, my first knee-jerk reaction was the very beginning. Yeah, the very first platforming part.
Minor fracture detected. Minor lacerations. Ammunition depleted.
But I think I'm actually going to have to go with the factory. That whole section was just claustrophobic and not well lit and not well laid out and just, ugh. Oh, good point. Did I flip the switches? I'm not sure I did. I'm going to assume they're flipped because there's nothing to interact with. So, yes, technically. And yeah, the manta ray jump is also just... Why not just cast Ashley Williams' voice actress to play her? Ah. Loading. Sorry, we're actually playing Sonic 06 today. I'm kidding. This is nowhere near that bad. Okay, 1 down. 2 to go, I think. Time to brute force a solution. We just make a lot of noise over here. There we go. What? So I was trying to conserve ammo, and then I sucked like 7 times in a row.
Hazardous chemical detected.
Well, UI... I feel like I've answered this question already, Zactef. UI... Actually, let me phrase that. HUD and interface separately. Yeah, remember, I'm not playing this tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be Lore Week, Streamination, and then I need to go get groceries and do laundry and, you know, all that stuff I have to do to keep having food and eating and living. Yeah, pathing. I have, like, no ammo right now. Yeah, unit variety. Proper co-op would be a plus, which one RTS ever would get. I mean, if I can't Dream Whisperer, then I'm doing something wrong. Although Sunday is the most often grosser day, but that actually works out for me, because then I get to hang out with people and be like, hey. And by hang out with, I mean interact with, I should clarify, but... There's a lot of people who are at the grocery store on a Sunday, so I get to be social. Because I'm a weirdo. This is my only gun with ammo right now, Zeiss.
Power 15%. Power 30%.
And ironically, I just got some shotgun ammo. Here, I got some of this. Let's see. Really? Is that not an explodey one? Oh, no, it's a radioactive one. God dang it, I just wasted a lot of ammo for no reason. That's because all the British people are all too busy being too polite to each other. Oh, yes, pardon me. Pip, pip, what? Ah, for God's sakes, really? Alright, a completely safe elevator. Thank goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. Everything's fine here. I wouldn't worry about it. Oh no! I've been dumped in acid. Oh, I can't move. Oh crap! I actually can't move. Hang on, hang on. Yeah, I know several people who get groceries delivered. It's becoming really common here in the States. My current grocery store doesn't do that, which is almost a shame. Not that I just like interacting with people, but it's basically an hour plus to go get groceries for me. Because it's not what I'd call nearby. You know, every now and again I jump, and I just go like my movement speed gets reduced to nothing. That actually happened earlier. Remember in the water area with the turrets, and I was trying to jump over, and it's like, no, you get to do a tiny hop. I'm not sure why it does that every now and again. No! There we go. No, Wiseman, I do not. I live in what I like to call suburbia.
God!
Can't believe you survived that! Okay, fine.
I hope no one expects me to go start up the generator. Never came back.
Poor Smithers. I wish I could pick up people and just throw them into the acid.
The old rail tunnels.
I mean, it is legitimately a mercy killing. That's what's so horrible about it. Oh, let's go find Smithers. I'm sure he's fine. Actually, I noticed they deliberately went out of the way to ensure we don't have weapons when we interact with the characters who are in Half-Life 2. Cute.
Power 45%.
So, like, should we get, quote, Galaxy Quest now or later? Oh, for God's sakes. Okay, I was actually looking and I didn't see that second one. Isn't there? Whatever. What? It deliberate. Yeah, I was looking for him, Zeiss.
Power 45%.
God, I still don't... Like, I kind of see it. Because I can see him there. Yeah, I do not see that line. Like, look, it's right there. But it looks like it's just one of the lines of the wall. It looks like it's this line right here. No wonder I didn't see it. Anyways, so since he's not here, let's go to the place that I was trying to get to.
This is my hiding spot. I'm not moving until the situation is drastically improved.
Okay. Alright, so... Okay.
Now go away, and don't tell anyone I'm here.
I'm building him a fort. He needs to feel safe. I can punch him with a crowbar, which is probably not what you're looking for. Because I'll just kill him. Come on, there we go.
Shouldn't we try to capture a specimen?
He might be a dick, that's true. Is that it? Aw, sorry dude, that's as much of a fort as you're getting. Here, let me try to stack it a bit more. There you go, buddy.
See how this could possibly get worse.
Well, nah, I won't do it. I'm gonna stay right here until things get better. That's what we call panic mode. AKA, not thinking. Hey, Smithers. Ooh, more stuff to build his fort with. I'm not gonna do it. Although, hang on. Well, just one. Give me a second. Where's he at? I got you covered, buddy. I got you covered. Wait. There we go. No, come on. It does not want to stay there. There you go. You're safe. I could make a blanket out of the bull squid. It'd be a little bloody, but, you know, very comfy. Speaking of safe. Oh, apparently I can just walk on this. Wow. I expected that to be instant death. You don't have a blanket, Regibrar? Actually, I agree with that, Zero Gear. That's one of the reasons why I would portray Freeman in such a manner. For all of his freaking out, he would still be someone who is trying to help the situation. I believe I've said this many times before, but you know who you really are when you're at your worst. No! I just wanted to be really decontaminated.
Someone has restored all power. We'll have the engine up again in no time.
Listen, if there's one thing that Black Mesa means, it's employee safety. I can't even say it right. Okay. So both generators are now on. But if I remember correctly, we still need fuel. Yeah, no kidding, plutonium. They have at least made climbing substantially better, so I can't give a ladder negative quite the way I wanted to. Sadness. Can't give a negative to the game. I wonder if Breen is in this. I mean, it would make sense for him to be. He was here. I don't have any negatives. Guys, help me think of negatives. That actually went really well. I was gonna say, I don't have fuel or oxygen. Or do I? No, I guess I did. Okay, whatever. I didn't realize I did it all.
Pay close attention. Hopefully we'll learn something.
I was actually to comment on how I should...
Well, I guess it's true. If it bleeds, you can kill it.
So, I do have to admit that I do like the fact that damage is done based on hit rather than on collision. Which is nice, because if you remember, in the old thing, basically anything that interacts with you does damage to you, which was a problem in several stages.
Zug Zug.
Hello again, SJ. I was thinking about doing that, Vigilant. I haven't decided yet, if I'm being completely honest with you. First of all, thank you very much for the donation, Vigilant. The problem is I hate the forces of corruption. So it kind of depends. Like, should we review an expansion when reviewing a game, especially as it's baked in? I mean, I think so, but it's going to pull the score down. I almost guarantee it. Because it's red to yellow with black outline. And bits are small, so that's why console level. Okay, I should probably not have killed the guy. So, for real, though, I'm sorry, I kind of missed it. Did anyone have any legit negatives they were thinking of? There's got to be negatives, right? Lighting? I'd be more willing to give a negative to the flashlight than I would lighting. I actually kind of like the lighting. The problem is the flashlight doesn't do what it should to offset it. Like, this is not a good flashlight. So, okay, let's jot some down. Let's make negatives. Toxic lore has been unleashed. I don't think I can think of any flashlight in a video game that I think is good. I mean that sincerely, by the way. So we've got lighting, we've got, well, actually flashlight to be more accurate. We've got the ladders, maybe. I'm kind of thinking of getting rid of that one, actually. Ladders have been a lot better than they were in Half-Life 1. Jumping? No, jumping's been fine. It's not good, but it's not negative. How do you implement it well? Well, that's an interesting question, because I'm not sure you can. I suppose the easy answer is Oblivion, but, you know, obviously that only applies in certain circumstances. For those of you not aware, there are multiple light spells you can have in Oblivion, which basically just turn you into... I can strafe jump, look. Strafe jump, strafe jump, strafe jump. Which turn you into a light source. And thus, light is projected from your personage, which then lights up everything around you. You can also change the color of it and the brightness of it, and blah, 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 because spell creation... Oh, well, that's not a negative then at that point, Wretched Brock. I'm asking for negatives, not absence of positives. Although, I think it's a time for me to go ahead and give another positive! Not yet, Zactap. Not for 15 more minutes. This is a positive for graphics fidelity, if you're wondering. Not something I give out all that often, but I do think the graphics in this game look legitimately excellent. Like, look at that. Just look at that for a second. This is what reminded me. I mean, I could complain, and I've seen better, but look at this. To be clear, Half-Life 2 would probably get a graphics fidelity plus as well. I'm not sure. I'd have to see it. Possibly Zeiss, although it also didn't come out until this month. Oh no, that's not true. It came out at the very end of December. So it probably wouldn't really have qualified anyways. Like, you can see the textures there, but still, that's some good stuff. Okay, so how do I get back up? Here we go. I believe so, Bryzer, yes. I guess I could check. Video... Oh, this is at max, never mind. I turned off motion blur, because I can do that. Oh, that's off. We'll turn that up to max. I think that... Okay, so now we're at max. Boop. Super max. Why am I playing on easy? You know, I beat Jedi Fallen Order on hard, and no one said a damn thing. Screw you guys. Although, originally I had 2 days to beat this. Now I have 3. Which I just found out this morning. So... we'll put up to normal. Actually, that might be a good negative. Difficulty options. You know, lazy difficulty, bad difficulty. We've given several games negatives for that before. I don't know what the difficulty does in Half-Life. Does anyone know? In this game, exactly. Like, honest question. So, Damage and health. I mean, that's a negative. That's a negative. Should we give a full negative or an aggregate negative? And you're probably thinking, what? Lore, why? Because that is lazy difficulty. That's why. It's just not good. That being said, I don't think that's actually terrible negative or difficulty options. I can think of worse. You know what? Why don't we test that? That's our job, right? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk 5 steps forward, and definitely nothing's going to happen here whatsoever. Oh my god, something's happening! No! No! Shock and surprise! Okay, that actually looks a lot better in this version than it did in the original. Okay, you know what? I don't have much ammo. Die, die, die. Oh my god, you're insane, Just Steve here. Good luck! Hope you got a guide handy, because, whew. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save. And then we're going to cut off for lunch.